imagine me like a slutty bunny or something?
I would pay so much money to see you as a Playboy
Dead.
bunny.
I would scare everyone away. Our third season of Clack is sponsored by Portland Gear, creators of unique, high-quality products inspired by the heart and soul of Portland. Go check them out. Welcome back, our people. Before we get into our episode today, I just want to make sure to remind you all to like and subscribe on all of our channels on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
Jack, before we jump into everything, I want to ask you, Halloween. What are you going to be for Halloween this year?
So I don't know yet. Carla and I were kicking around some ideas.
Okay.
Carla would be Selena, and I would
Perfection.
be the boyfriend with the low ponytail, curly ponytail. What's his name? But I would be the perfect fit for that. I would just slick my hair back, low curly ponytail, like fucking perfect.
Dead.
Yeah. So
I'm into it.
We were talking about that, and then we were talking about Addams family. Like she would be such a good
Ooh, Morticia.
Right?
Done.
I know.
Can I be Wednesday?
You can. You can be whatever you want.
So maybe I should be Wednesday.
I think you should.
I might.
That'd be so fun.
I might. So Nolan is going to be...
What are you going to be?
Well, so my son Nolan is going to be a quesadilla.
Dead.
He wants to be a quesadilla.
I could just see the little baby being a quesadilla with his
So,
cheeks.
so cute. Haley is going to be Aurora, the Disney princess,
Okay.
because she got that costume on the Disney
She
cruise.
gives Disney princess all the way.
100. Which I'm like, you know what? It's her choice.
Yeah. Let her be her.
Let her be her. So I feel as though I need to figure something out within the constructs of those two costumes.
Like, I don't even know.
But frankly, I really wish I could just be like a slutty Playboy something again. Like I was like talking to my nail tech about this.
Like I feel like you're going through something right now.
I might be. I think I'm having a midlife crisis.
Wait, so why do you want to be something like slutty? Just
I don't know.
you never had a hoe face.
I just never had a hoe face. We talked all the time. Sorry, Nick. I was like, I remember those days of like getting dressed up and being so excited to go to Halloween parties.
Yeah, right.
And now I'm just old and I trick or treat with my kids.
I mean, I
just
don't do
miss
that. I just pass out candy. That's even fucking worse. That's 10 times worse. I'm like in my sweats passing out candy.
I mean, that sounds wonderful, actually.
I mean,
Ish.
yeah.
So should we go to a party like when we're 40 together and get hella slutty and or you can do whatever you want to do.
Imagine me like a slutty bunny or something.
I would pay so much money to see you as a Playboy
Dead.
bunny.
I would scare everyone away.
No. Well, we've talked about going as each other.
That would be epic.
So epic. Anyways, Halloween Dreams, very excited about it.
Yeah.
It's
right
also
around the corner.
It's going to be a spooky Halloween because CBA expires on the 31st.
That is very spooky.
That's spooky, girl.
I feel like they're going to have to extend that date.
I don't know.
It's coming up too quick. We're way too far apart.
Way too far apart. And my bigger point is also, why would you put the expiration date on Halloween?
I don't understand it.
You're just trying to ruin everybody's Halloween?
Yeah, like trick or treat. Like there's
Trick or treat, no more money for
yeah,
you.
literally, we're fucked.
Trick or treat, no more money for you.
Why the fuck did they do that?
I was thinking about that on the way to
super weird.
I was thinking about it on my way to your house for this episode, and I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's really weird.
But honestly, nothing is not crazy right now.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, there's headline after headline with crazy shit.
yeah. So speaking of, today's episode is going to be a little bit of an homage to the WNBA season.
Homage.
An homage.
What
Yeah.
a word.
What a word. You know I love my
throw out
words.
some strange
You know I
words.
love Webster. I love me Webster.
I love
not
that
Webster.
for you.
But yeah, we're gonna really talk about some of the biggest moments that happened in the WNBA season. It has been one hell of a season.
Yes, it has.
It's coming to an end here pretty soon with the Aces and the Mercury in the...
We're in the midst of the WNBA
in the
finals
finals
right now, and we're going to get to that. We're going to throw out our predictions for the finals champion.
That's
but
what's
we'll
up.
get to that.
Yeah, we want to relive some of those moments and just kind of have some fun with it, do some predictions, and then we're going to, knowing that the WNBA season is ending, and that is a big topic that we talk about all the time.
Yeah.
We'll probably still talk about it.
No, for sure.
But we also want to talk about what other sports to be watching, women's sports to be watching next.
Yeah, I mean, women's basketball doesn't stop. When you get Unrivaled, you get Athletes Unlimited, You get NCAA women's basketball, women's college basketball, and then so many other sports are going to be after this too, which is going to be fun.
I cannot wait to get into NCAA this year.
I know, same.
Oh, it's going to be so good. Okay, let's start. Jackie, I want to lean on you a little bit more because I have my moments that I've thought about because obviously it's the first season I've really, really watched from end to end. But let's start with your first moment in the WNBA this season that was your favorite moment.
So I don't know if I have favorites like in order, but I just have some like obvious favorites from the season. I mean, obviously it's been an amazing season. There's been so many great things that have happened, but one that sticks out a lot to me is the Golden State Valkyries, new expansion team and first ever expansion team to make the playoffs. I think that says enough right there. It's I didn't think that they were going to be as good as they are. I don't think a lot of people did. You don't expect a brand new team to be that good and to be that good in the postseason too. They gave the Minnesota Lynx havoc in the first round. That could have easily went their way through a couple of plays. You know, they had some breakout stars this year. Veronica Burton was tremendous. I think she was most improved player in the WNBA, which is pretty cool. I mean, I didn't know a ton about her before this season, so I think it's all about what system you're in, what coach you're playing for, the atmosphere. So many different things can really make a player shine, and I think she's fit in the perfect system, and I'm really happy for her. Kayla Thornton came from the Liberty and made crazy noise this year for the Valkyries. She was a star player for them. She wasn't that star player for the New York Liberty before because they're such a team full of superstars. Yeah. So she really got to shine with the Valkyries. And then you have Ceci Zandalicini from Italy, who's always been such a great player in this league. And then just so many other pieces that fell for them. And then obviously their head coach has been insanely amazing. I think she was coach of the year. Just very happy for them. I think that they shocked a lot of people, and I think from the ground up they just have tremendous leadership and they were able to just pull it through.
And I would also say from the community side, even if you didn't live in San Francisco, it was hard not to want to be a Valkyries fan. And the community, the stories coming out of it, even when we were at the Portland Fire event launching the brand with the Fire, we met a ton of Valkyries fans that were like, oh, we're going to be so torn because they live here in Portland, but they're from the Bay and they just feel such a deep affinity to that team. Yeah. So just massive kudos to the Valkyries, not just in building a winning team, because yes, that's an important part of the formula, but they have won in a lot of other ways that other franchises have not, in my opinion. And that's the key to growth and really building a fan base, because those are the people that are going to spend money with you, win or lose.
Yeah. Do you remember that video I sent you of the little girl on the bike?
Prime Sports shared it.
Yeah. Which was like, that to me, I was like, oh my gosh, like I've never seen that in a community before. So feeding off what you said, it's their community that was super special, their fans. And I was able to go to one of their home games and it was just rowdy as all hell. And those Bay Area fans just rallied behind their team, win or lose. And it was really cool.
Freaking Sephora bags falling out of the sky. I'm like, that's how you get Lauren to a game.
Yeah.
You give her free makeup.
You'll be there. You'll fly there just for that bag.
To be clear, I went to a Timbers game and got free jerky. I was like, that ain't it. Yeah. That's not it. I want some free Sephora.
Slightly different effects, you know.
Slightly different.
You're not going to get Lauren back at a Timbers game for that.
Probably not. Definitely a Thorns game.
You might get me though.
You might. I mean, you know, I do love some dried meat. Not gonna lie.
That sounds fucked.
But yeah, no, the Valkyries just massive. I can't wait to see what they do next year.
Same,
because that's, and you know, obviously with Portland coming on board, we can have a little more competition. You know.
Yeah. Like, get my mind off the dried meat.
That was so good. But let's talk about All-Star, because I personally feel that was the moment this year. Obviously, it's mid-season. The teams are rolling, kind of getting to know the players better, the formulas of the teams. But I feel that is where we started to break into the cultural zeitgeist in a new way. And just the brands coming in, from Coach to Sephora to you name it, activating the stud buds. You know, I'm obsessed with them. That's where they popped off. Yeah. So talk about your perspective on All-Star a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think we saw a historical performance from Nafisa Collier. She dropped 36 points. I think that's most ever in a All-Star game. Could be wrong, fact check. And then you had Team Collier versus Team Clark. Team Collier came out on top. It was just a really fun game to watch. I was lucky enough to be there, and I was sitting pretty close to the players, and they were all just having so much fun and kind of letting loose and just, yeah, having a good time hooping. Of course, in those all-star games, you want to see more defense. You want to see more.
I was like, what is happening?
Yeah, it's like, it's not fun in that sense, but it was nice to see them like let loose and just enjoy themselves and goof around. I think the most important part of that game was when they all came out with their t-shirts, Pay Us What You Owe Us. Yeah. And you and I have worn those t-shirts on our episode. And I can just talk briefly about just the energy in the gym and how it shifted when they walked out in those shirts. It was such a statement, and obviously the audience didn't know. And I think everyone just kind of started looking at each other and was like, what's on their shirts? And then it just became this like mic drop moment. And we were just like, oh my gosh, like this is such a huge statement. And it was really cool to be in the gym and around that when such a bold thing happened, because it drew a lot of eyeballs and it drew a ton of conversation around what was going on. And I think so many different people started to get involved from there. Even like political people started to put eyes on, you know, the WNBA.
We had Miss Hillary Clinton jump on into it.
Yeah. And it just stirred up a lot of conversation. So it was so powerful to be a part of that movement. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, that for me was probably the moment of the summer, because as I've talked about on previous episodes, I think that's the moment that became a rallying cry for all women, not just for women in sports. Yeah. And I think the concept of unions, it's really important, right? Unions have protected employees for decades and decades and probably centuries now. Yeah. And this sounds kind of strange to say, but I feel like that moment made unions seem not only important, but cool. I mean, I hate it. Yeah. It's true. Like it kind of gave the union a brand. Yeah. And that's when I started following the union. And I love their content. I love what they stand for. They're there to support the players and be a voice for the players. And it also gives players the opportunity to lead. Yeah. You know, Nafisa is obviously a VP, and there's other players involved in the union. And it's super important. So yeah, I think that was probably the biggest cultural moment, but it was such an interesting juxtaposition between the light, you know, kind of fun brand, stud buds, all that stuff going on and really engaging people. But then there was like this huge movement, this history happening in front of our eyes. Yeah, And it just the juxtaposition of that in one moment is kind of wild.
Yeah. And to wrap this conversation, I really like how the WNBA is a platform that leads for other industries and other women in different industries. And I think you bring up that always, which is just so great to listen to, because I do think there was a big movement in 2018 where the WNBA started these conversations, and it helped fuel, you know, other industries to be able to talk about pay more. So the league is so powerful, and they have really great union representation as well. And I think that's super key. So yeah, it's all important and good stuff.
Yeah. Well, they got some big shoes to fill next year. What are they going to do next year?
I mean, shoot, I don't know.
I mean, more teams coming on board.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll be there with you next year.
I know.
That'd be so fun.
Yes.
Oh, all the conversations we'd be having.
Oh my God, I know.
Paige Bueckers is probably one of the most important characters right now in the WNBA.
I like how you say that, characters.
Yeah, I think she plays an important part. Yeah. In really representing the future fan that's coming into this game. I mean, you even talk to little boys today and they can name her. Yeah. Over probably a lot of other players, even Caitlin Clark. Right. And I think she has already shown up to be such a leader. And she had a really explosive performance that I think we covered when it happened. I think we were watching, not together, but we were watching. And she scored 44 points in a game. Yeah.
I mean,
talk about that.
Absolutely insane performance. That's the most points of any rookie in a single game. Unfortunately, they lost. I think they lost by a point, which sucks. But she's the only player to do that, score 40 plus points and shoot over 80%.
That's wild.
Which is an insane stat and just something to really just like awe over. And she also was Rookie of the Year. She just had a tremendous season. I didn't really know if she would translate as well as she did, because I felt like the physicality was going to be a little bit too much for her. So I knew she was talented. I knew she was a 3-level scorer, which means she can score at the rim, she can score from mid-range, and she can score from behind the arc. So I knew she had these skills and was a very skilled player. Just the physicality piece, I was wondering if that was going to hold her back a little bit, but she absolutely just checked me on that. And she was super amazing. She was so good. And her skill and the way that she can pass the ball and the way she can involve her teammates. She's a very special player, and that performance was definitely one for the history books.
I just think she also shows up like such a leader. Yeah. Even at her young age. I mean, what is she, like 22?
She's so young.
She's so young.
She's a role model.
I think she could really become a role model in this league.
Yeah.
And really be a voice of reason and support and enthusiasm. She's also just very humble. Like, when she was walking down the tunnel walk to get Rookie of the Year, which, by the way, Kathy gave her, which I thought was like so sweet, but also like, oh, this is awkward.
Yeah.
And everybody was just cheering for her. She was on the Jennifer Hudson show. And I'm obsessed with that spirit tunnel, by the way. It would be my dream to be one of the spiriters on the side. I would be so good at it.
Yeah.
And we do spirit tunnels for my daughter at the soccer games.
Oh, I love that. I could actually see you being those people.
So good. I would lead the spirit tunnel. But she was so humble.
Yeah.
And it was so genuine. And I love to see that, because I think it's easy for these players, these superstars, to get big heads, I'm sure. And you can tell she just has a really good one on her shoulders, you know?
I agree. She just seems like, to me, she's the perfect role model for young girls.
Paige, we love you. We cannot wait to see your career unfold. And yeah, I think she's going to be a great role model for our kids.
Okay, so we just talked about the Rookie of the Year, Paige Bueckers. You can't talk about the Rookie of the Year and not talk about A'ja Wilson, the reigning MVP of the WNBA. She has had such an amazing season, lots of highs and lows from Vegas this year, but she has just propelled her team to postseason basketball. And now we're sitting here and they're in the finals. I do think, though, that they've had the easiest road to the finals, but we can get into that a little bit later. But A'ja's been absolutely amazing this season. I want to get into all the highlights from her this year, and I want to hear what you have to think about it.
I also want to acknowledge that she launched the A1 this year, and it has been a game-changing franchise for Nike. Absolutely. I mean, let's be real. Usher just wore the A1s in a special gold and kind of vanilla colorway at the finals, one of the finals games. And Candace Parker's son did a little dance in front of Usher. It was like the best thing I've ever seen unfold.
Did you see the video of A'ja when she was at Usher's concert in Vegas like 1 or 2 years ago?
No.
So she's been an Usher fan for a really long time, like obsessed with Usher. And he came up to her at the concert and sang to her, and she was just like melting.
Okay, I'll be going back to share that clip.
Yeah, so there is like some history between her and Usher, just like that being like her like childhood crush. But anyways, back to A'ja. You cannot talk about highlights of the WNBA, like you said, and not talk about A'ja. She had insane performances, 30 plus points, 20 plus rebounds in a game. That's just a wild stat to think about. She was co-defensive player of the year, and she was the MVP of this season. And I think that was a little bit controversial. Some people may have thought Nafisa Collier deserved it, whatever the case may be. That's the 4th time she's won MVP, and that is more than any player in the history of this league. Year in and year out, she proves to be the best player in the world, the best player in the league. She leads her team to championships. But, I mean, at one point of this season, they had lost, like, I don't know how many games in a row. And then they just like the second half of the season, A'ja just like propelled her team to all these wins and just so much success. And it was just so crazy to watch, because for me, I counted them out. Like, I didn't think that they were going to be a finals contender, though I do think they've had the easiest road to the finals so far. But I did not think that they would be in this position, but I literally credit A'ja Wilson for that. And then Jackie Young, of course, too. But A'ja, MVP, like she's the best player in the world.
A'ja, we cannot wait to see. We're going to make some predictions about the finals after we get through this list. But very exciting to watch her play. And just can't wait to see what she's going to do next. So we've talked about some pretty public moments where incredible performance, and I think the whole internet was just on fire about these moments. You put another topic on here that you wanted to talk about as kind of our 5th sort of WNBA season highlight, which was the Commissioner's Cup.
Yeah.
Which I didn't really know as much about, because I guess I just didn't see it being talked about as much. I didn't see it as part of the marketing of, oh, you should watch this.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to dig into it and understand from your perspective why this was such a highlight.
Yeah. So the Commissioner's Cup started, I think, 3 years ago. I kind of remember when Kathy Engelbert introduced the league to the Commissioner's Cup, and basically what it is the Eastern Conference teams and the Western Conference teams. So whoever has the most wins in each conference will play each other.
Oh, that's
so the
cool.
East versus the West. And it's like mid-season, so it's like right before the All-Star game. You'll have basically the two leads from each conference that match up, and they play against each other, and they play for money. So the winning team each player takes home $30,000. The runner-up each player will take $10,000, and then there's also an MVP, which they get $5,000. So it's just another layer to the season where players can play for money, and they're playing for something outside of playoffs.
That's cool. I'm sure if the Commissioner's Cup was happening right now, people would feel a little bit different.
Facts. Absolute facts.
But
anyways, so this year Indiana won the Commissioner's Cup. I was really happy for them. It's just like a little mini tournament within the season, and it's just something that players get to play for and keep that in the back of their minds. I like it. I think it's a really cool thing that was introduced to the league a few years ago. And I was happy for Indiana that they were able to take home some extra bread.
Talk about another Cinderella team.
Right.
We talked about it in our last episode, so we won't belabor it. But what they have achieved this season is nothing short of insane.
Yeah.
Incredible. There's not enough words to explain. And especially with just being riddled with injury.
Yeah.
And
they've dealt with so much
adversity.
They've dealt with
so much adversity. And I think that's truly, at the end of the day, win or lose, it is, for me, the most exciting stories are the stories of how you've overcome adversity.
Right.
And I think that's what sport teaches us in a lot of ways. And I think those stories need to be talked about more.
Yeah, I could not agree more. It was also like my Cinderella story this year too, because as someone who's been through tons of injuries, I thought it was just amazing how they dealt with that adversity, and they were able to just pick up different pieces and pick up different players throughout the season and just try and mesh everyone in such a short amount of time. And I know people were playing with barely nothing left in the tank. We all saw what happened to Kelsey Mitchell at the end of that game, how she just cramped up and her just muscles stopped working. She gave everything that she had to that team this season. And then you just had so many different players that honestly, they weren't on rosters all season, and there wasn't many players to choose from. So they brought these players in, and I think their buy-in to the system and the team, it was just really fun to watch. And I'm happy that they were able to win that Commissioner's Cup and get that money. Obviously, there were other great moments from this season, but I'm glad we touched on those topics. That was fun.
They were really good, diverse topics. They weren't all about pay or all about performance. Sure. It was a good variety. So let's jump into predictions though. So I'm going to start with you. Are you going Aces or Mercury?
I'm going to go Mercury. I know that's super bold. I said it from the beginning. I'm still riding with them. I don't have any preference on either team. I think that my prediction is Phoenix is going to win game 3 and 4 in Phoenix, and then they're going to go back to Vegas in game 5, and Vegas will take that game. They'll go back to Phoenix in game 6. Phoenix will take that game, and then they'll go back to Vegas in game 7, and Phoenix will take game 7.
I mean, look, you've been studying this game for basically since you were a baby.
Look, I always like to take the unpopular side of things. This might not happen, okay? Vegas might just finish them out in Phoenix. I don't know. Who knows? And I don't, I don't care who wins. It's just my feeling. I think Phoenix is just a very, very hardworking, amazing team that plays both ends of the floor. I think in order for them to pick it back up and beat Vegas and start, putting things in their favor, they have to slow down Asia's touches. They have to protect AT. They cannot let her be exposed to fouls.
Totally.
And they have to run. They can't let Vegas's defense get set up. And then they have to figure out ways to throw Jackie Young off. You have to force her left. You can't let her go off the way that she's been going off. So that's my analysis. I think if they make those adjustments, they'll be fine. They've got a great coach, who's also very handsome in my opinion.
Oh my God, I text you about that.
Like, this man is hot.
I think he
AF.
is. Sorry, again, Nick. He's a cutie.
Yeah.
He's fun to look at during the games.
He's enjoyable to look at. I must say, like, you know me.
I know.
I'm a les, but here I am.
I can say it.
You can say it. He's hot. Yeah, so I'm here for him. I know that.
I mean, preach, girl.
Yeah.
I mean, these are the texts that Jackie and I are sending each other when we're watching the game. I'm like, so what do you think about this? And the coach is hot.
He's fucking hot, and it's what it is.
It is what it is. No, that's a great prediction.
Okay, so what are your for real predictions? Because I'm feeling like you were going with Vegas, so don't just don't jump on this bandwagon.
I am just watching with kind of new, fresh eyes of the game and like just trying to figure out the dynamics and sort of how things work. And I would say in game 2, as we talked about, I just felt like Phoenix was lacking a lot of energy and aggressiveness that I saw in game 1. I was like, holy whoa, these women are not letting anything get by them, And then Kalia Copper at the 3, I was like, this woman can't miss. Like, what's happening here?
Yeah,
this is unreal. I'm like, okay, here we go. And so I think they need to get back to that energy and that style. And I know there's a million factors that impact the game, but if they can do that, I could see it. It's a tough matchup. I mean, look, even the teams that made it to the finals are a huge surprise,
right?
Especially after last year. So I don't think we should rule anything out at this point.
I think that's a great point.
I mean, you just said you didn't think the Aces would even get to the playoffs, maybe.
Well, I think they've had the easiest road to the finals.
That's right, yeah.
Like I think first round they played Seattle, second round they played Indy, and both teams could have beat them. They were right there, like right there.
Yeah. It's been pretty crazy matchups.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Aces.
Okay.
I'm going to go Aces because I want this for Asia.
I think that's the safe bet.
I think it's the safe bet. I usually am the one to tip over and be like, let's just put all our chips on red. Let's go. Lose all our money. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I feel for the Aces. I just feel like I love Asia Wilson. She's an MVP for me, obviously. So,
yeah.
But I do love Alyssa
doesn't
Thomas.
want to see her win?
I mean, preach. I also love her shoes. I wear them all the time. But yeah, so that would be my prediction, but I think this will be fun to watch and see how it goes. Okay. So then the WNBA season is obviously heading to a close, which is sad. There's still a lot that we're going to be watching and talking about, but let's talk about a few predictions on women's basketball beyond the WNBA and a couple other sports we're excited about. So NCAA, let's go.
I mean, like one amazing thing ends, another like amazing thing opens.
Don't be sad, ladies.
Yeah.
We're going to go into women's basketball season and there's going to be some freaking fire this season.
There is going to be so many and like such incredible talent out there. I'm so excited to watch. For me, my just like preseason predictions of who I think is going to be really good this year in women's college basketball is UCLA. Ooh. And that's a tough thing for me to say because I'm a Trojan.
That's a hard one for you.
Don't ruin your life. But what I'll say is I think that they pretty much have everyone coming back. And Lauren Betts and Kiki Rice, they have their position 5 back and they have their point guard back. And those are 2 very, very important roles on the team. I loved watching them last season. I thought that they played together. They played as a team. Coach Corey Close had their system just down to the T. It was very fun basketball to watch. They all played together. It was great. So they're my favorite this year. And then obviously South Carolina is going to be good because they're South Carolina and they have Dawn Staley.
We love Dawn.
And then UConn is also going to be strong. AZ Fudd, Gina Ariema, like coaching and the experience there. And then, so many national titles under their belt. They're always going to contend. They're going to be great. And then Texas, I think Texas is also going to be great. You have 2-time SEC Player of the Year, freshman and sophomore year, Madison Booker.
She's so good.
Yeah, I mean, she's going to be incredible. It's going to be a lot of fun teams to watch and so many fun players.
Yeah, so I want you to help bring me up to speed on the NCAA front.
I got you.
And I'm really excited about it.
No one expects you to have this like analysis built out of who you think is
going
to be great.
I'm just excited to watch these women play. I want to go to U of O game. I'm like big.
Absolutely.
We're going to U of O games for sure. I mean, U of O basketball, football, you name it. They are the sports school. I think they have one of the strongest sports brands in the world for all sports, not just women's sports. And yeah, they're in our backyard. It was so awesome.
We'll go to some games.
We'll definitely go to some games, but I'm excited to see how NCAA unfolds, especially with NIL continue to just elevate and all the rules and things
Good
that
call
are
out.
yeah, there's just a lot that's going to happen. I'm excited to see what brands come in and surprise us. I'm excited to see Cinderella stories, players that maybe didn't have the attention last year that just show up this year and just shock and surprise and excite. So, I love a story arc. So
Yeah,
that's what I'm here for.
There's going to be some fun things. I know that if we want to zoom out and talk about different sports, I think you have something to talk about.
Yeah. So obviously we love basketball on this show. It's a huge part of Jackie's DNA. It's one of the sports I'm most excited about right now. But now I love watching the sport because I love the product of the women's game. And there's a lot of other great women's sports products that are developing. And this year is the first launch of the Women's Professional Baseball League.
Yeah.
And a lot of people I've seen say, why do women need baseball? You have softball. And I'm like, what? I'm like, have you ever heard of WNBA and NBA?
Right.
Like we talk about it all the time. There should be a women's league to every men's league.
Yeah, there should be.
And there should be equity and opportunity. And what has been so exciting and surprising to me, I was a softball player. There's also a big crossover I've seen between softball and baseball where softball players will also play baseball.
Yeah.
And just because of access, they want any opportunity to play.
Right.
And so the WPBL is going to be their inaugural season. This is next spring. Start following some of the players. They're very, very exciting. They are having their draft, I believe, this month. They've signed a few players. We actually got the chance to interview someone that we're going to release her interview on Thursday, which will be really exciting. She's also a firefighter, badass Canadian firefighter.
Hell yeah.
And baseball player.
Love
Insane. That. Coolest story ever. And she's in her early 20s, just killing it. So I would really encourage you, if you love a certain product like the WNBA or you love the NWSL, go explore and be curious about another emerging league because it is going to be very exciting what the whole landscape for women's sports looks like in the next 5 to 10 years. And these emerging leagues are going to bring a whole new level of energy, virality, community that is truly shocking and amazing.
Girl,
to me.
you sold me.
Let's go to a baseball game.
I mean, yes.
Let's get some freaking peanuts. Jackie and Lauren with some freaking peanuts.
I love peanuts at a baseball game.
I love going to
You could get me to a baseball game just for the hot dogs, the peanuts, all the fucking snacks and bullshit.
That's where we're going to launch Jack Snack Attack is at a baseball game because we're going to give you all the freaking snacks and we'll do snack testing with you.
I will be there with you watching that baseball game. To piggyback, I'm super excited to dive in a little bit on different sports at post WNBA season. WNBA just, takes over my life and my world. I love it so much. And then obviously women's college basketball is going to be taking over my life too, but I want to get into it. I'm here for it. You sold me. I'm going to start watching.
I think it's going to be fun. And again, it's just about access and equity.
Yeah.
And that's why we need energy in these other places because the league is still small. The WNBA is still small as far as access for women to actually play. And it's going to take a long time to build the bigger rosters and more teams and all of that. And so we want women to be able to play in a lot of different aspects of their life. And I think this is a really cool opportunity to do that.
Do you want to start a little baseball team and start playing?
Say less.
There's
say less.
There's leagues out here where you can
I played on one.
I did too. I did a pickleball league. Fucking lost every game.
So you're
I'm done. Game. Yeah, I'm done. I'm only gonna put together a strong team.
I'm actually really good at softball.
Oh, I could see that.
I'm really fast. I could steal a base like nobody's business. I love to slide.
You love to get in pickles?
I love to pickle. Was so into it. But I think what I lacked when I was growing up in sports was a lot of confidence. I just always second guessed myself, and that was my biggest challenge.
I'll be right there next to you. I'll be your teammate. I'll cheer you on.
I'm not going to fuck around.
I'll knock that confidence into you. Don't worry.
I'm not going to fuck around. When I see you watching me, I'm be like, Coach Jackie's watching. I'm not going to fuck around.
Absolutely.
Let's do some sports. Let's have some fun. And don't let sport ever die in your life because too many women do.
Sports never die.
Sports never die. Sports never die. Okay, I like that. Anyways, good predictions. Really good analysis from you especially. And likewise. I can't wait to see who wins the finals.
I know.
It's going to be great.
Crazy.
It's going to be so good. Anyways, speaking of the snack, I think it's time.
It's time for a full-on meal.
You guys, just so you know, why we end this way every time is because we typically record from somewhere between 4 to 6. Sometimes it goes a little longer, especially with guests. And we're effing starving afterwards.
Yeah, it's like, it's time to eat. It's time to
And
go.
we're not going to disgust you and eat snacks while we talk. But maybe we should.
That would actually be fun.
We should try it. Anyways, love you, girl.
Love you too. Bye, Clacker gang.